Hi, I'm SeanO with Restequippro, and today we're here with the Coupe Blixer 6. The Coupe Blixer 6 is a processor used for some specialized purposes, and there's a couple of things that's different about it than a regular processor. A Blixer is made to bring everything to its smoothest state and can bring things to a smoother state than a regular processor also. It's got two speeds at 1836 RPM. It's got a pulse switch, but there's a couple of unique features about a Blixer, so let's take a look. One of the interesting features is that the lid comes with a scraper device to wipe the lid as it's running, and also a scraper for the side wall of the bowl. So while it's running, the food runs around and gets thrown in a circle back down into the blades. Also more so you can see what's going on while it's running. The blade in a Blixer is also very important and a little bit different than a regular processor blade. And what you've got here is a blade where the bottom blade, the bevel on the blade, faces upward, but on the top blade, the bevel faces downward. A regular machine, all the bevels face upward to keep the material going up in the air and then coming down into the blades. A Blixer will scrape the bottom, lift the food off the bottom, but then the top blade tends to grab it and the bevel will throw it back down, keeping it in the blades longer for more processing per second, thereby creating a smoother texture and working faster than a regular machine. One of the other features of the blade is that the edge is micro-serrated, so as it's spinning, those serrations are grinding through the product, helping to make it even finer. That's why a machine like the Blixer is the best way to do modified pureed diets, also to bring anything down to its smoothest state. Also, dry ingredients, grains and spices can be brought into powder with this machine. So there's a couple other things that we're going to show you. How to disassemble and clean your blade assembly, and how to take apart the wiper assembly. So the first thing is the bowl, though. The bowl is latched into the machine with a latch in the front, and we have to release that, just like a trigger, and then rotate the machine clockwise to take it off. All Coupe equipment spins counterclockwise, so anytime we attach anything, whether it's a bowl, a cutter attachment, or the lids, they all start over here and go in counterclockwise. So that bowl would rotate and click in with its latch right there. So we're going to remove the bowl. Now you've got the components here. Well, let's take a look at disassembling the blade. There's a tool for that. It comes with your machine. There's two pieces. The first is a little hub device that goes on here, goes around the drive shaft. You then take your blade assembly and you put it down on the drive shaft without the bowl, but with this tool on the bottom. So that goes in there, and what you see is it keeps the blade from spinning, and it will stop it so that you can tighten and untighten the hub assembly. If you go the other way, you see it stops it the other way. So we're going to loosen the hub assembly by going like that with the disassembly rod. That loosens the assembly. We take the top nut off, spacer, spacer, top blade, once again facing downward, large spacer, and bottom blade. You'll notice the difference between the bottom and the top blade. Larger holes in the center for the hub assembly. There's all the pieces of your blade assembly. You can now take this to warewashing and wash and sanitize it every single day after use. You want to do that every day. A lot of nooks and crannies in here. You don't want stuff staying in there. And so we want to disassemble and sanitize it every day. That's why we do this. To assemble, we go in the reverse. Blade on the bottom, spacer, blade. Now, one thing when we do this, it's a hexagon-shaped hub. We have two blades. We want those blades to be opposite each other. If both of them are on one side of the hub, then you could be off balance, and you'll notice that when the machine runs, it'll want to dance around. So you put the blade on, opposite the other blade. Excuse me. Spacer, spacer, top nut. You just get that snug. We're going to go back on the machine, again with the tool stopping it from rotating, so we can use the rod in the top nut and just make it snug. Going to go just tight there. That's it. It's ready to go. We're going to take a look at the lid now. It's got a scraper device and the wall scraper. How this comes apart is the two pieces are together and locked in. So we're going to press them and twist. Press together, twist apart, And there's your two pieces of the lid scraper. That can go to ware washing and get washed when it goes back together. In the top, second piece, press and turn, locks together, and that holds together, and now you're back together. Bowl back on. Latches in the front once again. Blade assembly goes in. Lid back on top. Once again coming in, latching. As that lid closes, there's a little ramp in there that presses a pin that is within the handle. That pin presses down and it makes a connection with a magnet down here that tells the machine that everything is in place, the lid is closed, so it is ready to roll. There you have the basics of the Coupe Blixer 6. For this and more tips and tricks and instructions, stay tuned to the Restequippro channel because we try and bring you the very best. Because I'm SeanO, the Restequippro.